This podcast is brought to you by Vagisil. I scream, you scream, we all scream for vagina cream. Vagisil. Also brought to you by the Dark Empty Hollow Room Company. If you want to sound just like Shiner in this episode, get online and find yourself a dark, empty, hollow room.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
This is a bunch of bullshit.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Titty and Shiner Show. My name is Big Titty, and I am in the middle of nowhere in a Holiday Inn broadcasting from my room, which is 308, by the way.
And my name is Shiner, and I've never been to Toledo.
Ever been to Toledo, huh?
I have not been to Toledo, no sir.
You know what they have in Toledo?
Tell me.
Really don't know.
Yeah,
Never been there
so
either.
you have you. Oh, see. So I'm not in that. I mean, I'm not like in a minority of people. I don't think very many people have been to Toledo if you're not from there.
I've been to Akron.
How far is that? That's kind of close to Toledo, isn't it? Or is it completely?
I think it's fairly close. We went to the Football Hall of Fame.
Oh, that would be. I forgot that. See, that's one of those weird things. Like, the Football Hall of Fame exists, but I mean, then I guess it is in Akron. That's like Akron's claim to fame. It has to be.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad's from Ohio, so when we would go up there to visit the grandparents, sometimes we'd take a little trip here, a little trip there, and one trip we went to the Hall of Fame, which was really, really cool. Unfortunately, I was probably 10 or 11 maybe, so I didn't get to really enjoy it like I would today.
Yeah, it is kind of a bummer.
But,
you should make a trip there.
That would be kind of cool.
Just go to the Football Hall of Fame. That would be kind of a cool trip.
And then we could go to Toledo, and then we could say we were there.
And then we could say we have been to Toledo. Yeah, there we go. It all comes full circle.
Well, speaking of Akron, football season is here.
Man, you ain't... Dude, usually I'm kind of up to date on that, but man, it just snuck up on me this year.
Word. I don't know what to do with myself.
I'm telling you, man, as much as I love NASCAR, college football season kicks off, man. That's just a magical time of the year.
It is, man. In my living room, college football on Saturdays, I'll sit in Magic Dave, and if everybody does not know, or if you're new to the podcast, Magic Dave is my leather chair that I sit in.
It's Naugahyde.
Naga, special leather. Naugahyde. It's harvested from Nagas.
Yeah.
And I will sit on that thing and watch football till my ass sticks to it, or my nutsack. That's happened a time or two.
That was a story we told here.
It is. You want to hear the nutsack slingshot story? Go back in the podcast a little bit. You'll find it. That happened on Magic Dave too. But I'm ready for some football, man. I'm ready for some Oklahoma State football. I'm ready for some OU football. My son is now a upper student, whatever you call it, at the University of Arkansas. And so now I got to pull for the Razorbacks, too.
Oh, man, you're going to be all over the place then.
Yeah, but they're SEC.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know, man. There's that state line between us. There's something about Razorback fans, man.
I tell you what, though, have you ever been to Fayetteville?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think there's an ugly woman in Fayetteville.
Man, it'd be hard to find one. I mean, I know they're there, but it'd be hard to find one.
They grow them Arkansas girls pretty.
Man, you ain't lying about that.
But I'm I'd like to go to a ball game there. I've never been to a ball game at the U of A. I am a graduate of the University of Georgia, so if I could possibly go to a game there where they're hosting Georgia, that'd be awesome.
Well, yeah, you kill two birds with one stone on that deal.
I mean, it'd be local bucket list stuff.
We got to get past this first part of the football season, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, for sure. The first couple of weeks kind of suck for college. You got OU playing Houston, I think, and I haven't even looked at OSU's calendar, but there's like Guadalajara Junior College or some shit like that.
Guadalajara Community College. Something stupid. Like, what? Where'd they find that school?
They're generally tune-up games now. OU has been known to throw caution to the wind and have some tune-up games with some real teams.
Yeah. Yeah, they have.
You know, we had Notre Dame one time, and I think we did a tune-up game with Georgia.
Anybody new to the podcast needs to realize, too, that Big Titty is an Oklahoma Sooner fan, while I am an Oklahoma State Cowboy fan.
Now, here's the funny part about this. Any other time of the year besides Bedlam, and for those of you who don't know what Bedlam is when OU plays OSU. It's the day that Shiner and I are fake mortal enemies.
Yeah, for what, one day of the year?
Actually, honestly, about 3 hours out of that day. Yeah. And we've been known to make some stupid bets. Sometimes when you make a stupid bet, you win stupid prizes. And
I won an OU tattoo on the back of my calf.
Yeah, you did. But well played on the no cover crew, orange and black writing above and below it. That was class.
There was no stipulation that I couldn't add my own flair to. So even though I got a gigantic OU tattoo on the back of my calf, which is funny because, like, in the summer, you know, like, especially now when it's blistering hot and I'm going to the store, inevitably I'll have somebody see it and they'll be like, "Oh, man, are you a Sooner fan?" I'm like, "No, I hate the Sooners." People look at me like, "What?" Yeah, I can't stand them.
And that's the difference between me and Shiner. Shiner cannot stand OU.
Oh, I can't. You got that right.
I like OSU big time until they play OU.
I was going to say, you're one of those guys that roots for them because they're a team within the state, you know? Yeah. And I used to be like that with the Sooners, but, man, anymore, and I still do. I mean, I talk a big game. I still root for them when they play and I'm watching them, but, man, I have a lot of hatred for them.
I've got quite a few family members that have graduated OSU. My probably the first one was my uncle, who was an Air Force pilot for 30 years, and he graduated OSU. My sister's OSU, my son OSU. So I even went to OSU for a semester.
Well, for a semester.
Mm-hmm.
That was your introductory semester to your college education, wasn't it?
Well, it was actually my introductory into the military. Now let me explain this for everybody. There are people on this earth when they're 18 years old that are strong-willed and have focus, and then there's people like me at 18 years old who had no strong will and zero focus. And so for that semester, I was majoring in beer and pool tables. Mm-hmm. And so come Christmas break, I came home and I'm like, what in the hell is going to happen? Because I've just like straight F's across the board.
You're like, what have I done to myself?
And I know that report card is coming to the house, and I don't know how to explain this to my parents. So how do I get out of this? What do I do? Oh, by the way, I was there on scholarship.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
okay. So there went that, and I knew that was gone. But I didn't want to major in music, anyways.
See, everything happens for a reason,
right? But so, what does old Big Titty do? He's thinking this over and mulling it for about 3 nights in the bedroom. And I'm, putting on a fake face during the day and being all excited. At night, I'm just freaking my shit out because that report card's on its way. So I go to visit the Air Force recruiter, and he was gone that day. So I went next door to the Navy recruiter and signed up right then and there for the Navy. Went and took the ASVAB test. Scored super high on it, and then went to the Military Entrance Processing Center in Oklahoma City, got my physical and all that mess done, and 2 days later, I was on an airplane to Chicago, Illinois.
So you literally joined the military as a smokescreen to the fact that you just
totally pussied out.
Totally just got through a semester of school without doing any schoolwork. I'm like, I got the perfect plan. I'm going to join the military.
Totally pussied out.
Man.
So, yeah. So I joined the military, and then I figured out what patience was, and drive, and responsibility, and kind of learned how to be somewhat of a badass in the military. So that was fun till it was over. Then when I got out, my shit was straight. Head was still broken a little bit, but I had focus still. And so I started school at the University of Georgia and got my degree and stayed there for a while. And in 1996, when the Olympics came to town and took over downtown Atlanta and cordoned off about a 5 square mile area of downtown Atlanta, and I worked right down in the middle of it. And you had to park about a mile and a half away to get to work. And I was like, screw this. So moved back home to Oklahoma, and there you have it. But that was a hell of a segue off of football season.
Man, no kidding. I was like, man, we took a left turn.
We walked around the park and saw all the doggies on that one. Faux show. I tell you what, man, I don't know if you've been to a website called change.org.
I've heard of it. I think I've looked a couple things up there, but I don't frequent it, no.
Well, Joe Rogan, there's been a petition to make him the moderator for the presidential debate, which I think would be a fantastic idea because he's about as middle of the road of a moderator you could find. Now, I think maybe in certain aspects, I think he does tip toward the left, and in certain aspects, he tips toward the right.
Mm-hmm.
You know? What he's doing is a lot like we thought we were doing when we started the podcast.
That's a good point. But he's good at it. He's really good at what he uses a lot of common sense, dude. I mean, he's probably a lot more open-minded to some ideas from the left than we are. I mean, I'm okay saying that.
Mm-hmm. I'm open-minded to hear anything.
Think about that. Like, he's pretty much like a pop culture figure, you know? There's a petition floating around that's got some steam behind it that they want him to moderate the president. Like, that's just another crazy aspect of U.S. politics.
I think that'd be a fantastic idea. I really do.
Oh, I think it'd be a great idea. I think he'd be awesome at it.
Because when your time is up, he's going to shut you up. And
yeah, or he's going to give you one of those rear naked chokes, man. I mean, dude doesn't mess around. Dude, in Denver, he did that. He came to Denver to perform and was on the morning radio show. Some guy called in and started talking, telling he was a poser, and basically he was all talk. And Rogan was like, "I tell you what, here's where I'm in town. You're more than welcome to come down." And he choked the dude out. I mean,
well, of course he did.
Like, awesome. Well, it's like we talk all the time. Rogan days have like 27 hours in them.
Exactly.
That's the only way
to say.
Yeah, that's the only way he can accomplish what he accomplishes, because his days have to be longer than the average person's.
Yeah, he works 24 hours a day and sleeps the other 3.
Yeah, I mean, every time you turn around, he does everything he does really well. Like, he's just got one of those people that's got that drive that he's going to accomplish something and he's going to be really, really proficient at it.
Yeah, for sure. You listen to his podcast. I listen to his podcast somewhat. I don't listen to every episode because not everybody on there really kind of piques my curiosity. And a Joe Rogan podcast can be a rabbit hole sometimes.
Oh, man.
So.
Oh, God. You ain't joking.
Yeah. If you're going to buy the podcast, buyer beware.
Well, I'm talking like a 3-day rabbit hole. Like, you start looking up some of the stuff he talks about, and man, you got half your week is just gone.
That dude is smarter than probably anybody that I can relate to that I know.
I know, man. I know. My dad's old partner at the police department, he's one of the smartest people I've ever run across. And he's a lot like Rogan. He just knows random things and just knows a ton about random things.
I mean,
I'd say Rogan's probably even better at it than him.
I mean, you know me. I know facts from stuff that I shouldn't know.
Yeah, you're another one that has a lot of random stuff in your head.
Right, but it's all crap taking up space and it means nothing. I can tell you how.
Rogan's one of those guys. You want to talk about a rare tribe of gorillas in the mountains of Zimbabwe? He'll tell you all about that, or he'll tell you who had the most points on the professional putt-putt tour in 1963 that nobody knows about. I mean. He knows a ton.
The alcohol percentage of the mead that the people make in Borneo with their own saliva and Tukamwe leaves and random